Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 30, game week 25 review. We have got the normal league table highlights. I have an important announcement about the end of season presentation awards, the quote of the week, and a manager of the season update. It's been another busy week in the Family Fantasy Football League. No less than 6 managers going into the transfer market this week, none of them playing tactical gambits. Here is the bottom half of the table. AFC Razor debut manager Ray Porter spent a 7th consecutive week at the bottom, though he did achieve a personal highest weekly total for the season with 39 points, and is now just 9 points behind second bottom Pez United in the battle to avoid the wooden spoon. Nicholas and Nelka continue to make up the relegation zone. Remember, so far only 3 new managers have been nominated to join next season, which means the bottom 3 managers will be relegated, or if we do get to have an end of season presentation awards, the lowest 3 managers who do not attend. Up to 4 managers can join the league next season if we get at least 4 managers nominated. If you are thinking of nominating a manager to join next season, remember those nominations need to be into FFFOHQ by the 1st of May. Lowest scorers this week was Her Majesty's Secret Cervix, who remained 24th despite just scoring 15 points. In 23rd place, debut manager Di Maloney's No Happy Endings scored a personal highest weekly total of 52 points. Diane looks well safe for a second season in the Family Fantasy Football League. Down 1 place to 20th, the Appleys United. That is a season low for James Appley. Finished 21st last season. Hasn't been as low as 20th this season until this week. Lyndon's Lovelies dropped 1 place to 16th, the lowest position Joe has occupied since game week 20, and that was because climbing 1 place to 15th was Napoli's Lee Poulter, the highest position Lee has occupied since game week 18. Lee himself scoring a personal highest weekly total for the season with 63 points. Top half of the table and down 1 place to 10th was Poppy's Players. That's the lowest position Sarah Simons has occupied since the opening week of the season. This week's biggest fallers down 2 places was Legends 23, dropping to 7th. That's the lowest position that Nikki has occupied since game week 20. And this week's biggest climbers, that's wrong on the screen, climbing 4 places to 6th, was Hatch United. Mr. Hatch climbing to his highest position since game week 20 and securing a first weekly win of the season. So there's your league table review. Now the 2021 FFFL Presentation Awards, COVID permitting, they were due to take place in early June, which is tradition. However, a quick review of the government's website's roadmap out of coronavirus shows that you cannot have gatherings of more than 30 people and outside until late June, which would have meant if we'd had the FFL Presentation Awards at the original scheduled date, not everybody would have been able to attend. So I had a choice to make. Do I limit the numbers and keep the date as is, or do I move it back until later in the summer where everyone will have the opportunity to attend? So I have decided to move the 2021 FFFL Presentation Awards back to the first Saturday after the restrictions, fingers crossed, everything being equal, after the restrictions are lifted, and that is Saturday the 3rd of July. Unless things change, the government will allow unlimited gatherings by that date. The kickoff is still the same, 3 p.m, but that is the new date for your diary for the end of season Presentation Awards, Saturday, the 3rd of July, COVID permitting. Now, the quote of the week. Last week's Manager of the Season question was, name the 2 other managers, other than Ardent Diamonds manager Steve Holmes, who have held the title of #1 rated FFFL manager. There have only been 3 in the 26-year history of the competition. Well, Alexi Lagos had a guess. I won't reveal his guess yet, but he added a little bit more, trying to get a bonus point. He said, I'm guessing there isn't a bonus point for predicting who will be the #1 rated manager for next season. That would be a bit too easy. Alexi predicting there that he's going to be the 4th #1 rated manager in FFFL history. As Megan says, what a big head. But that was enough to earn Alexi a Manager of the Season point for the quote of the week. Now, the Manager of the Season quiz. As I said, last week's quiz question. Ardent Diamonds manager Steve Holmes has been the #1 rated manager in the FFFL since 2003. In the 26-year history of the competition, only 2 other managers have held the #1 rated manager title. Can you name them? Well, 4 managers had a guess at this. Alexi Lagos thought that the 2 other managers that had held the title #1 rated manager was Ian Sands and Pops Hoxby. I can reveal, Alexi, that neither Ian or Pops have ever been rated the #1 manager in the Family Fantasy Football League. And Joe Hoxby, Mark Benwell and Neil Hatch all had a guess at this question, and they all guessed the same 2 managers. They all guessed that the 2 other managers that have held the title of the #1 rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League was Benny United manager Mark Benwell and Sashamas FC manager Wayne Robinson. And all 3 of them were correct. Mark and Wayne are the only other managers, other than Mr. Holmes, who have held the title #1 rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League. Which means the Manager of the Season table looks like that. And the top 4 were the only 4 to get Manager of the Season points this week. Alexi Lagos got 1 point, moving him up to 12. And Joe, Mark and Neil all got 2 points, meaning the gap between the 3 of those stays exactly the same. That is your Manager of the Season table. And this week's Manager of the Season question is a who the fuck is that? But it is a 2-point answer. That is a picture of a current Family Fantasy Football League manager, and they are holding something. You will get 1 point if you can tell me which Family Fantasy Football League manager that is, and a bonus point if you can tell me what they are holding. So that is it for this week. Episode 30 of the Banter in the Box is done. I'll see you next week for episode 31, which will be the last Banter in the Box before the international break. And when we come back from the international break, we will well and truly be in the business end of the season. Until then, stay safe. Bye-bye.